Jai Janardhan student. Today I am going to teach the first poem, The Ant and the Cricket. The Ant and the Cricket is a fable written in the form of poem by Greek writer Aesop. Now what is meant by fable? Fable means a short story in which animals are behaving like the human and the conveying us a lesson or conveying us a message, giving us a message through that story. Here also two characters are there, two animals are there. The poem Ant and the Cricket is a story of two insects, we can say. That is the cricket, and one it is a ant. Cricket is a silly grasshopper, and he it does not care about the future and keeps enjoying the summer season rather than collecting the food or making a shelter for itself. On the contrary, the ant is exactly opposite to the cricket. Instead of wasting time, it gathers food for itself and makes shelter in the summer season. This is the poem. Now, in first stanza, first we will read: a silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm, sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Not a crumb to be found on the snow covered ground, not a flower could he see. So, here in the first stanza, you can see a silly young cricket, means insect who was using the whole summer season for the enjoyment and for the merrymaking. He was not at all thinking about the future. He has not collected the food for the future and not build the shelter for the future. And when the as the summer and spring is get over and winter came, then he realized the situation. Then he began to complain. Here you can see that he began to complain that he didn't he found that at home when in winter came, then he found that his cupboard was empty, nothing was there to eat, and winter came, not a crumb to be found, means he didn't get a piece of the food, a particle of the food to eat, and on the snow covered ground, and whole ground it was covered by the snow, so that he didn't get any flower on the ground. He didn't found any flower or leaf or anything to eat, and not a flower could see. So he was not able to see anything on the ground, just it was the snow. So now he think about the future. Now what to do? I don't have anything to eat, and he started complaining. Not a leaf on a tree, oh, what will become, says the cricket of me. Now he realized the situation when the time it gone. Summer season it was finished, it was completed, and now winter came, snowfall it gets started, and so nothing was there on the ground to eat. And even though he was not having the shelter, and then he realized the situation, then he said, oh, what will become? Abhi mera kya hoga? Says the cricket of me. And he said this himself to him. Now what to do? What will become? How I can survive myself into the winter season? So now in the second stanza, first we'll read that. At last by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant, to see if to keep him alive he would grant him shelter from rain and mouthful of grain. And he wished only to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. And so, because of the starvation, because of the famine, starvation means hunger, famine means the scarcity of the food. So he said that here, because of the starvation and because of the hunger, he collected the courage. He made bold means he collected the courage. Here he collected the courage, and he decided to go to the ant and beg for the food and for the shelter, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold. So as he went towards the ant, he was dripping, he get wet and in a cold. He away he set off to a miserly ant, and because of the winter, he in a tremble in a that season trembling way, he went to the miserly ant, and he decided to beg from the ant. So he requested the ant that to see it, to keep him alive, he would grant him shelter for rain. So if I want to keep myself alive, then I should have to beg from the ant. And so he said that I will beg from that ant shelter from the rain and mouthful of a grain. That he decided to beg, or to decided to lend help from the ant. And then he even decided that if the ant will grant me the shelter and the food, then I will repay it tomorrow. I will repay that, whatever the help the ant has given to me, that I will repay it tomorrow. Otherwise it will die, because chilling cold and hunger and sorrow of not doing anything. And if the ant will not give me, help me, then I will die into the, because of the starvation and because of the chilling cold. So this is there into the second stanza. Now in third stanza, first we'll read that. Says the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend, but we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? Quoth the cricket, not I. My heart was so light that I sang day and night. So when he went to the ant for the help, then ant asked him that, say the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend. I am telling you that as you came, but I am your servant as well as I am friend. However, the ant never borrow anything from others nor lend anything. So ant said that it is my view that I am not borrowing anything from others, and even I am not lending anything to the others. But tell me, my friend, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by? But the ant asked, tell me one thing, cricket, why didn't you gather anything when the weather was warm during the spring and summer, when it was appropriate time to collect the food and appropriate time to build the shelter? Why you have not done that? So the cricket said, after hearing this, cricket replies that its heart was so light. So he said that my heart was so light, quite happy, and did not care about the future. I was such a happy because of that pleasant atmosphere, because of that pleasant summer and spring season, so that instead of collecting, I was singing into the day and night, into that time, into the season, in the summer season. And I was enjoying the nature, looked very happy, and so I was just enjoying and looking happy, and just enjoyed the season instead of collecting the food. He has explained that to the ant. For all nature looked gay, you sang, sir. So you say, go then, says the ant, and dance winter away. So ant was very practical. That ant said that yes, if you have enjoyed, you have seen, you were. He thought that the beauty of spring and summer, as well as abundance of food and shelter, will always remain there. He never cared about the future. This line tells us that the cricket never cared about the future. He felt that let me enjoy the season, let me enjoy the summer, the food and shelter will remain there only. He never cared about the future. So that now when the future it comes, when the present it comes, then he was realizing the situation. So for all nature looked gay, nature was looking very happy, it was looking very fair, pleasant. So I was just singing. And so and said very practically, if you were singing in that season, then now dance in the winter. I cannot help you, this is not my nature to help anybody in this way. So yeah, the ant directly practically said the cricket. In last stanza, thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket, and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. For cause this fable I will warrant it true, some crickets have four legs and some have two. So here in the last stanza, listening to the cricket, the ant tells him that he was singing and enjoying the spring and summer. Now he would do the same, and winter will go away. So he said, as you have enjoyed the summer and spring season, now enjoy the winter season also, that will also go away into the enjoyment. Saying this, and hastily lifted the wicket and quickly ended the conversation and pushed the poor cricket out of the door, and the ant has shoo him off. And in this way, this last two lines, the folk calls this fable, I will warrant it true. So in this way, the poet says that this is a folk story, it is a fable, and people calling the story of ant and the cricket, it is true. However, he thinks that the story is quite true because there are insect like crickets with the four legs as well as with the two. So here it is said that some crickets are having four legs and some are having two. So the poet say, I think that it is the true story. And crickets who do not, and here it is explained that the cricket who do not care about the future, and so this cricket are representative of the humans, that who like cricket is having two legs, it indicate or it gives the impression of the human, as we are human, we are having two legs. And so indirectly it was given the image of the human, or it is appealing to the human, to those human who never care about their future and repent when the time is gone, and then last when the time they gone, that time they were repenting about the time, they were thinking about the future when the time gone. This way the cricket is presenting the human, and this poem giving us the moral that we must have to think about the future when the time it is remain pleasant and happy. At that time we must have to collect and keep some share about the future. This is the only lesson the poet given through this fable, which is the character of the ant in the cricket. It gives us the lesson that we must have to think about the future and collect some amount, collect something, keep aside for the future time. In this way, this is the poem. I think you understood. Thank you. Have a nice day.